Try this product, folks, please, for your own good.
Joe B's all-natural bee pollen.
I've been taking it for years, and I love it. It comes with a money-back guarantee. You know why? Because Joe knows if you try it, you're going to love it, too. All you do is take 2 golden capsules in the morning. It takes 5 seconds, but you got to do it for at least 2 weeks. You need this product. You should want it, but really, truly, it's something you need. Are you ready?
Call 877-300-5632, 877-300-5632, or joebees.com.
Understand that it can be difficult to know where to find help.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers. Answers for everyone in the fight.
We can help you understand the disease.
Help you find expert care and local support.
Give you tips for living a better life.
And share the latest research.
Find your answers and join us in the fight against Parkinson's.
To learn more, please go to parkinson.org.
Or call 1-800-473-4636.
That's 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Coming up on SportsCenter All Night.
The Brewers go for a franchise record 14th straight win as they clash with the Reds.
As this is lined to right, but right in the tracks. Oh, Marte, and he misplayed it. It sails over his head and rolls to the wall. Durbin's around third. He will score. And the Brewers on the board here in the second.
Top NFL rookies hit the gridiron for week 2 of preseason action.
Ashton, single back set. They're going to give it to him again. He's going to try to bounce outside and get a push. Ashton Jeanty, his first touchdown in this building as a member of the Las Vegas Raiders.
50 states in 50 days travels to the Keystone State for our final stop.
First ever professional football game played in Pittsburgh. How you doing? Keep it moving. 6 Hall of Fame quarterbacks born in Pittsburgh. How you doing? Keep it moving.
Plus 1 round closer to a winner.
It's on the right line. It's on the right line. Wow. Robert McIntyre gets you a little bit of that.
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
Dodgers and Padres fight for first, and a Mets rookie gives them a lift. And what's up with Matthew Stafford? Welcome to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. We are brought to you by Progressive Insurance. We again lead it off with the Streaking Brew Crew. Milwaukee opened the 1987 season by winning their first 13 games. Friday night, they rallied from 8-1 down to match that win streak. And Saturday, it took extras to eclipse it.
Here's the 1-1. And a ground ball to second base. To McClain, flips to De La Cruz for 1, and De La Cruz's throw to first is under the glove of Steer and into foul territory, and down the line to score is Turang. The Brewers have tied it at 2. Wow! They keep finding different ways to get it done.
Yeah, including getting help from the other side. 620 WTMJ. They each put a run on the board in the 10th inning. Then in the 11th, Milwaukee had 2 aboard for a pinch hitter.
La Sorsa versus Monasterio. From the stretch first pitch. Drill deep, left field. Back goes Espinal. Track. Wall. See you later. Andrew Monasterio comes in cold off the bench and hits a 3-run home run into the seats in left on the first pitch.
How about that? A 3-run lead as well in the 11th inning. Cincinnati, though, put 2 on the board. Bottom half, 1-run game down to their final out.
The 1-1 pitch. Popped into center field and playable. Moving back into his left on the track is Lockridge. He's there. He makes the catch. Can you count to 14? It's a franchise record for the Milwaukee Brewers. The longest winning streak in the history of the ball club. In 11 thrilling innings tonight, they get it done 6-5.
Yeah, that wasn't pop to center field, by the way. That was back to the wall catch there. Almost got out, almost got the game tied, but that's been the case almost not good enough for the opponents against the Milwaukee Brewers. Andrew Monasterio, 3-run home run in that 11th inning, won it. Their franchise record, 14 straight games, 6-5. It was the 13th straight series loss for the Reds against Milwaukee. It was a back-and-forth affair. Again, Brewers tied it in the ninth with help from the Reds. They force extras, did Cincinnati in the 10th as they respond bottom half to Milwaukee's run in the top half. And then Cincinnati put 2 on the board in the bottom of the 11th inning. Just not enough, as that warning track out is the final of the game. The Brewers will look to add to the streak in the series finale later today. Milwaukee's overall record for consecutive wins is 16 from 86 to 87. So that bridges 2 seasons when they won their last 3 games of the 86 campaign and the first 2, as I mentioned, in 87. Their skipper, Pat Murphy, on getting help from everyone to get this streak continued.
I'm grateful to be part of it. You know, I'm a small part of it, but I'm grateful. And that's the group we got, you know, a bunch of hungry guys, you know, and that's all I can keep saying because, you know, it's what it is. And guys that come and want to win and want to play. And there are a lot of cliffhangers, you know, a lot of guys that are hanging on to the big leagues. You know, you come to this game today and you watch, you know, Ortiz get pinch hit for, and he'll be back tomorrow making unbelievable plays. It's undaunted, you know what I mean? They just keep coming. You know, and the guys we're doing it with, a lot of people have never heard of. Quinn Priester, you know, they never heard of Monasterio, I'll guarantee you. Ashby had another huge impact on the game. Uribe again, Koenig unsung, and McGill. It's the first time McGill's given up anything.
To that point, Monasterio was your hero, joined FanDuel Sports Network.
What an incredible moment for you. A pinch hit, 3-run homer here in the 11th. It's now a 14-game winning streak. What does this moment mean to you?
It's mean everything, you know, so like this is part of my job, be ready for any time. Pat Murphy, like, asked me, like, get ready, like, I don't know, 3-4 times. And, you know, I was ready for everything, you know, so like at that moment I showed like I was ready for like any moment he need me, like anything, outfield, infield, pinch hit, pinch runner, I'm going to be ready.
Yeah, he was ready. And he came up with the game's big blow. Meantime, first place on the line in the NL West. Middle game for the Dodgers and Padres.
As Dylan Cease stretches on the hill. Now the right-hander throws home. Runners go. Pitch swung on. Ground ball, right field, base hit. Betts comes in to score. Will Smith right behind him. Into third is Pages, and Michael Conforto with his first hit with the bases loaded this season. Gets 2 more on the board, and the Dodgers lead it 3-0.
And Michael Conforto, a sub-200 hitter. Dodgers put a 3 spot on the board early. Then Teoscar for a second straight night.
Right-hand batter waits. Here's the 1 pitch. He swings and drives at the deep center. It is headed back toward the wall and is gone. Home run, Teoscar. He is now homered in back-to-back games, and the Dodgers lead it 6-0. Home run number 20 on the season for Teoscar Hernandez.
That's AM 570 LA Sports. Blake Snell, meantime, limiting his former team to 5 hits over 6 frames. Dodgers regain that NL West lead 6-0 over the Padres. They drew 6 walks over the first 2 innings against Dylan Cease. They scored 5 runs on just 1 hit. Their skipper, Dave Roberts, on the work from his lefty.
Blake settled in nicely, and to see him get through 6 innings was certainly helpful, and I thought there was a lot of good. I thought, you know, the fastball started getting better. I thought the changeup started getting better, the slider better. So it was just really helpful, you know, going into this last one to have a good pen in line, and then have, you know, Glass taking the mound to follow the lead of these last 2 guys.
Hey, tune in for the Little League Classic. It's live from Williamsport tonight as the Mets battle the Mariners. Coverage of Sunday Night Baseball begins at 6 Eastern right here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, and at 7 p.m. on ESPN. The Mets came into that middle game of 3 with the M's having lost 14 of 16 to help change that bad mojo. They gave the ball to the rookie Nolan McLean, making his major league debut on the mound. Keep in mind, he was a two-way player, played third base in addition to pitching, and he showed off that leather with this play.
The pitch, grounder up the middle, backhanded to the glove, a throw to second, one, a turn to first, and a double play. Oh, my goodness. McClain had his glove out. I don't know if he saw it, but the ball ended up in the glove, and it goes 1-6-3, and he gets out of a jam.
Yeah, Mike Cousins, a blind backhand that snagged it, and the twin killing got him out of the third inning. He was dealing, though, throughout.
The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Curveball that ended up in the dirt, and he gets his 7th strikeout of the game. 2 down here in the 5th. 1-2 pitch, and he takes a called third strike. Fastball on the outside corner, the 8th strikeout in the Major League debut for Mets rookie Nolan McClain, and that is the end of the day, but quite a start to his Major League career, because here comes Carlos Mendoza calling to the bullpen. And it's met with mixed reviews.
Yeah, the fans were booing him. They finally got a guy on the mound that's getting some outs. And he took him out. They had just enough offense.
Pete Alonso's 0 for 3 today. First pitch, swinging a grounder at third baseline. Past the dive of Suarez and into the corner. This will score Nimmo all the way from second. Alonso's first base hit of the day is an RBI double in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Mets lead the Mariners 3-0.
Yeah, 100th RBI of the season. Nolan McClain, the story, though, provided the Mets a much-needed lift. 5 1/3 scoreless. They beat Seattle 3-1. He allowed 2 hits, 4 walks, struck out 8 to help the Mets to just their 3rd win in their last 17. Francisco Lindor had an RBI double in the 3rd before the Mets got that insurance in the 7th with Alonso capping it. Lindor, by the way, first shortstop in Major League history with 5 20 home run, 20 stolen base seasons. Surprise to me that only one shortstop has reached those numbers. Edwin Diaz, a 6-out save, but the story post-game was about the debut from McClain, the right-hander, and his skipper. That being Carlos Mendoza post-game.
I mean, unbelievable. Pretty much everything that we've heard from him, the reports, that we kept getting from him, mound presence, demeanor, attack, the way he uses all of his pitches. For me, his ability to throw the secondary pitches when he's behind in counts, to get back in counts, to get swing and misses, to get chases. That's, the sinker, the velo. The other thing that, I remember talking to our manager in AAA, like the way he fills his position, and sure enough, he gets a comeback. We don't teach that way, but, and then for him to be, not only make the play, but to be able to play catch in that moment, controlling that situation, 2 bases loaded, 1 out. You got Rodriguez at the plate, like just the way he handled pretty much everything, unbelievable.
Surreal. I mean, I couldn't have dreamed it up any better. From the fans to getting out there and being able to compete against a good Seattle team.
Meantime, Brian Wu broke a record that had stood for nearly 6 decades. He became the first pitcher in Major League history to open the season with 24 consecutive starts of at least 6 innings while issuing no more than 2 walks, surpassing Hall of Famer Juan Marichal's 1968 streak. Meantime, the Phillies, they placed ace Zach Wheeler. This is concerning. Zach Wheeler in the 15-day injured list with a blood clot in his right arm. Wheeler pitched Friday against Washington, went just 5 innings for a 2nd consecutive start. He's 10-5 this season with a 2.71 ERA. Jeff Passan earlier on primetime.
It's most concerning for Zach Wheeler. A blood clot of any manner or variety is serious, and on the professional side, particularly when it is near your throwing shoulder, it is problematic. I mean, as far as the Phillies go, they're losing one of the 4 best pitchers in baseball. Like if you look at who the top guys are in the sport, it is Paul Skeens, it is Tarek Skubal, it is Zach Wheeler, and you could just potentially stop right there. At the same time, though, they're getting Aaron Nola back off the injured list right now, and that should help. But a lot of the Phillies' playoff hopes were really pinned on Zach Wheeler being there to start every series off and to have that advantage on the pitching side.
3-2 on the way, swung on, line drive into right center field. That's a base hit. It will go all the way to the wall. Cruz has scored. Behind him, here comes Brady House as James Wood coasts into second with a big 2-out, 2-run double. His 27th 2-base hit of the year. RBI 79 and 80. And the Nationals are on top here first in the bottom of the 5th inning.
That's the Nationals Radio Network. That was James Wood with the 2-run double. Cade Cavalli, he earned his first Major League win. Nationals blanked the Phillies 2-0. Last place Nats have won 3 of 4. NL East leading Phillies shut out for the 8th time this season, lost for the 4th time in 5 games. You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basquill from the NFL. A week after throwing 68 passes and 5 days after not practicing because he wasn't feeling great, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford was scheduled to work out again on Saturday. When asked if he did, a Rams spokesman said head coach Sean McVay will address the situation on Monday. That doesn't sound good. ESPN Rams reporter Sarah Barshop on game day.
I think on Monday was the first time I sensed, at least talking to Sean McVay at the podium, that it changed. You know, he had gone from saying, if this was in season, if this was a game week, Matthew Stafford would be playing, no question, that kind of thing. And on Monday, he said, you know, I think he would play this week, but we need to make sure that we can get him to week 1. That, you know, at that point it was 27 days away. And he said, that's the most important thing. And then after the joint practice on Thursday against the Saints, I asked him whether the Stafford injury was more of a function or a pain tolerance thing. And he said he thinks both, but he said we're still trying to get our hands around it. And to me, that's very different than what we heard at the beginning of camp.
Bennett takes the snap, drops back, pressure coming over the middle. Touchdown! True Edwards! And the Rams take the lead with 5 seconds remaining. An 8-yard pitch and catch from Stetson Bennett to True Edwards.
At 7:10 ESPN LA, all of a sudden Stetson Bennett becomes an awfully important player for the Rams. He had True Edwards in an 8-yard score with 5 seconds to go. They beat the Chargers 23-22. Bennett threw for 324 and 3 scores in his second straight sharp preseason performance.
Play fake and a roll out to the left. Gabriel looking end zone. Gabriel now has to throw it short into traffic, and it's picked off. Going the other way. This is going to be a pick 6. Everything I said, forget about it. Andrew Makuba, touchdown the other way.
As ESPN Cleveland, Dylan Gabriel was 13 of 19, 143 yards, and that pick 6. Browns over the Eagles 22-13 because of the decisive play in the game came from KJ Henry, who returned his own pick 6, 45 yards the other way. This Gabriel on his performance.
There's entertainers and there's competitors, and I totally understand that, and my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing. Of course, we're doing this mid-game, but, you know, it's something that I'll get used to and just want to be the best team that I can and create an environment where we can all go do our best work. That's all we want to do.
Dart now motions into a shotgun formation with Ward to his right. Takes the snap. Look to pitch it right. Instead throws a dart over the middle. It's caught at the 3 and walking into the end zone for a touchdown is Greg Dulcich, the tight end. A bullseye by Dart over the middle and a touchdown for the Giants.
And Jackson throwing darts on WFAN. You heard it. Giants over the Jets 31-12. Dart completed 13 straight passes, 14 of 16 overall for 137. Second straight sharp outing. Russell Wilson, an 80-yard completion, setting up the Giants' first touchdown. Justin Fields, by the way, was airing it out as well. 1 of 5 for 4 yards. Coming up, more diamond play as Rice was cooking for the Yanks. And this wasn't the last straw for the first place Blue Jays. More highlights on deck. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
We are on September 2nd moving to ESPN Radio, which is also my roots, I'm proud to say.
The return of Rich Eisen.
To be able to go back to where my career started was something that I never thought possible.
September 2nd, weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
Angels baseball is right here on the all-new ESPN LA app.
And O'Hoppe swings at this one. This ball is clobbered as well out to left field, and that one is way out of here as well.
This summer, don't miss a moment of every Angels game.
Deep down the left side to left field, and it's out of here.
Every big play, every strikeout, every home run of the Halos is right here. Just click the Angels tile when Angels baseball is on, and you're hearing all the action on the all-new ESPN LA app.
CERN to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. SafeStep walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. SafeStep walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm gonna take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Are you ready for amazing golf at one of the best courses in Southern California and to be part of raising money for an incredible cause? It's time for the 4th Annual Give Back Golf Classic, Friday, August 29th at the stunning Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Linda, benefiting the Folds of Honor Foundation. Folds of Honor, they have a mission to empower deserving military families with educational support and opportunities. Register to play now at blackgoldgolf.com/FOH. Plus, there are still sponsorship opportunities to be part of this amazing event. blackgoldgolf.com/FOH.
Mason and Ireland.
My first boat lesson, very first one. I was just pulling out of the dock, and I put too much gas and hit another boat.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
You're listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
Yeah, we're back on SportsCenter all night with more Diamond play.
Varsho on third, Clement on second, the 0-1. Hit high, left field, fairly deep, headed back, that ball is gone! Miles Straw with a 3-run jack. Who needs to bunt? The Blue Jays lead 4-0 in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that's Sportsnet 590. The Fan. Miles Straw had 5 RBIs, first career multi-homer game. Blue Jays hammered the Rangers 14-2. Dalton, Varsho, Davis, Schneider each went deep as the AL East leaders, improved to 42-20 at home. Varsho 3 for 3 runs scored, while Schneider 3 hits and 4 knocked in. Red Sox keep pace.
1-0 to Story. The pitch. He is swung on and driven high into left field. It is back at the wall, and it is off the top of the wall and gone! A 3-run homer for Trevor Story off El Tiante's side. And the Red Sox lead it 6-0.
As 93.7 FM WEEI, Trevor Story, that 3-run jack. Red Sox held off the Marlins 7-5. Roman Anthony, Alex Bregman, each 2 hits. Red Sox improved to 41-22 at Fenway. Brian Bale, he allowed 2 runs, 4 hits over 6 and a third.
0-1. Ben drives one into the gap. Right center field. Look at this baby go. Base of the wall. It's a merry-go-round. Here comes Wells. Here comes Cabby. Here comes Grisham. A 3-run double. Ben Rice and the Yankees have a 9-5 lead.
That's WFAN. Ben Rice homered, tied his career high with 7 RBIs. Aaron Judge went deep, first multi-hit game for him since the All-Star break. Yankees over the Cardinals 12-8. Trent Grisham singled 4 times, scored 4 runs. Of note, Max Fried, though, gave up 7 earned runs.
Urias to the plate. The bases are loaded and 1 out. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball. Third baseman has it on 2 hops. They go to second, out. To first base, he's safe. And that's the ball game. Astros win it 5-4. The Orioles couldn't turn the double play. And the former Baltimore Oriole, Ramon Urias, drives in the winning run.
Yeah, Ramon Urias, he's a thorn in the O side. Broke up the perfecto a night ago. KBME 790 AM, the call. That's a walk-off fielder's choice. Stros in 12-5-4 over the O's, improved their lead in the West to a game and a half. Meantime, the Tigers, Trey Sweeney, drove in the go-ahead run in the 7th. Casey Mize struck out 10. Tigers beat the Twins 8-5. They have won 6 of their last 7 games.
Pitch. Suzuki grounds one up the middle, through for a base hit. Tucker being waved around. He's coming home. The throw, nowhere near in time. RBI single, Seiya Suzuki, and the Cubs take the lead. 2-1 over the Pirates here in the 8th.
Yeah, they needed it, too. Cubs Radio Network, Seiya Suzuki, tie-breaking knock in the 8th. Cubs over the Pirates 3-1. They had dropped 4 of 5, including the series opening 3-2 loss on Friday.
1-0 pitch. And he swings and drives one. Stroking it hard to deep right and gone. 3-run homer by Michael Harris makes it 8-1 Braves. He just sent that thing sizzling through the air here in Cleveland.
And they're playing better ball of late. 680 the fan. Michael Harris homer, double. Nacho Alvarez Jr., Nick Allen each 3 hits. Braves beat the Guardians 10-1. They have won 4 straight, 8 of their last 10. Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lowe, consecutive 2-out RBI singles in the 8th. Rays over the Giants 2-1. 42-year-old Giants starter Justin Verlander allowed just 2 hits, 8 strikeouts over 7 strong. Kyle Farmer, go-ahead 2-run single. Rocky, 6-run 8th, 10-7 winners over the Diamondbacks. And John Ray homered, playing in place of the ailing Vinny Pasquantino, who suffered some heat-related illness and left the game early. Royals over the White Sox 6-2, moving above 500 for the first time since June 10th. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. From the WNBA, Courtney Williams scored a season-high 26. Kayla McBride, a deep 3 with just over 30 seconds to go. Lynx beat the defending champion Liberty 86-80. New York beat the Lynx 3-2 in a best-of-5 in the finals just a season ago. And how about this? Michigan, we mentioned this yesterday, received fines but avoided penalties such as a postseason ban and vacating wins for the 2023 national championship season after the NCAA ruled the Wolverines' advanced scouting case. Now, this was Heather Dinich's response.
Well, I thought it signified a shift in the NCAA's philosophy on punishment. You know, people are talking about, well, then why don't they have to vacate wins? You know, what about postseason bowl bans? And I think it's more of a concerted effort to hit programs in the pocket. I mean, every penny is so important right now in college athletics. And to hit them with a fine, or fines, I should say, that could eventually total over $30 million is significant. I mean, that's a big deal, even for the Alabamas and Ohio States and Michigans of the world that are in the upper echelon of revenue.
Yeah, and also former Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh refused to comment Saturday following the Chargers game against the Rams. Coming up, 50-50 reaches the Keystone State, and the Brew Crew, they win again. You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Monday, our NFL two-a-days continue to roll on, and the MLB postseason is right around the corner. We'll break it all down on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Are you ready for amazing golf at one of the best courses in Southern California and to be part of raising money for an incredible cause? It's time for the 4th Annual Give Back Golf Classic, Friday, August 29th at the stunning Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Linda, benefiting the Folds of Honor Foundation. Folds of Honor, they have a mission to empower deserving military families with educational support and opportunities. Register to play now at blackgoldgolf.com/FOH. Plus, there are still sponsorship opportunities to be part of this amazing event. blackgoldgolf.com/. Hi there, my name is Chris Morales. I'm what they call the imaging voice here at ESPN Los Angeles. Thank you so much for listening to us on the all-new ESPN LA app. The question is, have you followed us yet on social media? We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, or X if you prefer, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, at ESPN Los Angeles. Which means you're enjoying listening to us live on the audio stream. Now you got to follow us so we stay connected all day and all night. Let us be your new follow at ESPN Los Angeles.
Having low income can mean making tough choices. Choosing between paying for food or medication or a place to live is a reality for many people. Do you know someone who could use some extra help? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. SSI is money you can use to help pay for basic needs, like putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, paying the rent. It can mean new shoes for growing feet or help with medical needs. Call 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSI to schedule an appointment or start to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
A fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
I feel bad that who's going to screen the call?
No, we'll just take them raw.
We don't need screening. I feel like
baby, I like it raw. That's like, a drop. Like ODB. That's a drop. You don't have to censor that drop.
Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
On ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
And ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. They offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter all night.
Again, our top stories took extras, but the Brewers win their franchise record 14th straight game. Dodgers blank the Padres behind Blake Snell to reclaim first in the NL West. Mets fueled by a rookie right-hander Nolan McLean win a game besting the Mariners. Phillies lose their ace right-hander Zach Wheeler to a blood clot in his right arm. And the Rams will address the status of quarterback Matthew Stafford on Monday.
La Sorsa versus Monasterio. From the stretch first pitch, drill deep, left field, back goes Espinal, track, wall, see you later! Andrew Monasterio comes in cold off the bench and hits a 3-run home run into the seats in left on the first pitch.
That's the game-winning blow as a pinch hitter. 620 WTMJ, Monasterio's 3-run jack in the 11th. Brewers win their franchise record 14 straight, 6-5 over the Reds. That 14-game winning streak is also the longest in Major League Baseball this season and the longest in a single season since both the Braves and Mariners had 14-game win streaks in 2022. Milwaukee manager Pat Murphy on getting a contribution from a player like Monasterio.
You pull for guys like Mona who do whatever you ask. He's played every first, second, short, third, left field. He'd do anything we ask. And he was with us all last year and deserved to be and did a lot of great things. And he didn't start the season here, but then got a chance to come up, and he's been great ever since, filling in anywhere. And, you know, seeing him get this big hit tonight is... that's huge. Really, really happy for him.
And then there's this. It was another comeback win for Milwaukee. Their 8th of the winning streak among the 24 teams in the last 80 seasons to win 14 games in a row. The Brewers are just the 3rd to have at least 8 comeback victories over that span. Why is this team overlooked by so many? Buster Olney joined Hammer and Emmett.
I think it's because their success can't be tied to a Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. You know, Christian Yelich is obviously a great player, but he's not considered to be one of the elite guys. Generally speaking, they don't have star players littering their roster like the Philadelphia Phillies do. But, man, what they do really well is play baseball. You know, I had an executive say to me last week, they don't play a bad game. Even if the pitchers have bad days like they did yesterday when they fell behind 8-1, they find their way back into the game. They find a way to compete. And the way they do that is the fact that they are able to do so many things well. They have a top 5 pitching staff, an excellent bullpen behind that rotation. They catch the ball really well. They steal bases. They run the bases really well. And I think that allows them to compete every day. And, man, do they lean into the idea that people don't respect them. They play with a chip on their shoulder because, you know, of idiots like me picking the Cubs over them every year.
Hey, tune into the Little League Classic live from Williamsport tonight as the Mets battle the Mariners. Coverage of Sunday Night Baseball comes your way at 6 Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and at 7 p.m. on ESPN.
1-2 pitch, and he takes a called third strike. Fastball on the outside corner, the 8th strikeout in the Major League debut for Mets rookie Nolan McLean, and that is the end of the day, but quite a start to his Major League career, because here comes Carlos Mendoza calling to the bullpen. And it's met with mixed reviews.
Yeah, I'd say all the troubles they've had on the mound, you can understand why the fans wanted to keep the rookie in. Nolan McLean, he gave them a huge lift, 5 1/3 scoreless in his Major League debut. Mets beat the Mariners 3-1. He allowed 2 hits, walked 4, struck out 8. He is the 6th Met with 8+ Ks in his Major League debut. The post-game extra courtesy of our team, Doug Glanville and Mike Cousins.
Thank you, Jim. It was a Major League debut to remember on Saturday night for Mets starting pitcher Nolan McLean. His first Major League appearance, 5 1/3 innings, no runs allowed, and 8 strikeouts, helping power the Mets to a 3-1 victory over the Seattle Mariners. New York, which had lost 9 of 10, including 3 in a row, slows down the Seattle Mariners, and they hope to get things back on track heading into Sunday Night Baseball in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Well, with the Phillies losing today, they have an opportunity to be able to just cement some momentum going forward. And their pitching showed up well today. Nolan McLean, the rookie, bent a little bit in the 3rd inning, but still got out of it, made some big pitches, showed some command and poise, most importantly. And, when you see a young guy pitching like that, a veteran staff says, wait a minute, he's setting the tone. Maybe we'll kind of got to do better, whether the bullpen or the rest of the staff. And they got just enough offense from Beatty and then flipping the order to Lindor. Some big hits when they needed it, and they just held the lead, something they've not done a lot over last week.
It had really been problematic for New York as of late. On Friday night marked the 2nd time in just 17 years they'd blown a lead in 7 straight games, and they turned that around, hanging on to the lead. Edwin Diaz coming on for just the 4th time in his career, recording a 6-out save. Did give up a solo home run to Eugenio Suarez, which was his 2nd as a Mariner. But this was the type of game that had eluded the Mets so much as of late, getting good pitching, good defense, and offensive production from all of their stars in the same game, with Lindor, an RBI double, a couple of stolen bases from the Mets as well, Juan Soto with a sacrifice fly, and a little side note for New York, too. 39 consecutive stolen bases by the team. That's a single-season Major League record, and one more will tie the Red Sox across 2 seasons for the Major League record.
Yeah, you forget that they find other ways to win games. It's not just home runs. It's not just big hits, sac fly. They move runners. They run the bases. They put pressure on the other team by their legs. So it's a great performance. And Diaz has an unorthodox appearance, but this is the time of year you're going to have to start pushing players to fit the role that they need in that moment. And they have the acquisitions give them some other options in the bullpen, so now it's their turn.
Both teams will be watching the scoreboard for the time being, with the Mariners just out of first place in the American League West, and the Mets trying to catch the Phillies in the National League East. Series even, one game apiece, and the finale, Sunday Night Baseball from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Saturday at Citi Field, the Mets 3, the Mariners 1. For Doug Glanville, I'm Mike Cousins, right here on your home for every game of the postseason, Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Now let's go back to Jim Basquil in the studio.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. Yeah, the M's lost the game. The Mets gained a game in those standings. First place on the line in L.A.
Right-hand batter waits. Here's the 1 pitch. He swings and drives it to deep center. It is headed back toward the wall. It is gone. Home run, Teoscar. He is now homered in back-to-back games, and the Dodgers lead it 6-0. Home run number 20 on the season for Teoscar Hernandez.
As mentioned on AM 570 LA Sports, going deep for a second straight game. Of note, though, Blake Snell limiting his former team to 5 hits over 6 scoreless. Dodgers regain that West lead 6-0 over the Padres. They drew 6 walks in the first 2 innings against Dylan Cease, scored 5 runs on just 1 hit. That's 2 straight in the series, from 1 down to 1 up. Dave Roberts on the importance of the off day prior to the series getting underway on Friday.
That off day came at the right time, and I think that the Padres coming to town came at the right time as well, as far as kind of, like I've talked about, kind of heightening the focus, and guys just came in fresh. You can just see there was a quiet intensity, focus, but it starts with starting pitching. I think that right now we all know that's a big strength of ours, and so when you get good starting performances and throw up a 0 in the first and catch a lead, then you can kind of play a little bit more free and easy.
Let's get back to the NFL. More preseason play, like the Ravens again without Lamar.
Cooper Rush rolls to the right. Looking to the end zone. Under pressure. Throws high. It is caught for a touchdown. Coming down with the touchdown is Keith Kirkwood. His first catch of the preseason. And the former Temple Owl gets the Ravens back in the lead.
That's the former Cowboy Cooper Rush who threw at WBAL on that call. Cooper Rush touchdown pass, also threw a pick 6 in his return to AT&T Stadium as the Ravens beat the Cowboys 31-13.
From the 5-yard line, dropping throw Bridgewater, back shoulder throw toward Emeka Egbuka. He makes the catch. Did he hang on? He did. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Emeka Egbuka goes skyward and brings it down on the far sideline of the end zone. It's ruled a touchdown.
And the former Ohio State Buckeye on the receiving end there of no one of 2 scoring strikes from Teddy Bridgewater. Buccaneers 17-14 over the Steelers. Bridgewater hit on 6 of 11, 85 yards. Mason Rudolph threw a touchdown and interception for the Steelers. 98 rock on that call.
Ashton single back set. They're going to give it to him again. He's going to try to bounce outside and get a push. Did he have enough to get in? The ball comes out. The ball comes out. Is it a touchdown or not? We're waiting on the call.
It was a touchdown.
It is a touchdown from the side judge here. Ashton Jeanty off the right side, and Las Vegas up 9-3. Extra point pending. Ashton Jeanty, his first touchdown in this building as a member of the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's Raider Nation Radio, 9:20 a.m. The rookie Ashton Jeanty ran for 33 in that bruising touchdown. Or Vegas 22-19 on the short end to the Niners. Jake Moody made a 59-yard field goal as time expired. He made 5 of 6 boots in that game. The Patriots again led by the rookie.
3rd down and 4 for the Patriots. 1 receiver split right. 2 to the left, including a tight end in the wing. Out of the eye, it's a give to the left. And try to squeeze through and running across the 5 into the end zone. Breaking tackles on the way to the touchdown. Travion Henderson.
This kid is a stud.
Indeed, 98-5. The Sports Hub, New England rookie Travion Henderson scoring for a second straight preseason game. Patriots over the Vikings 20-12. Vikings playing it safe, resting most of their projected starters. Meantime, another AFC East team in play.
Play action. Back to throw, rolling to his left. Eward throws it, touchdown Miami. To Weiss, his second touchdown of the ball game.
Theo got another one, huh? How about that? And what patience by Quinn Ewers, who rolled out. The 2 guys out in front of the play were covered, and he just waited and comes back.
That's a nice throw and good poise by that quarterback.
That's the big 105-9. Yeah, the rookie Quinn Ewers, 2 second-half touchdowns. Zach Wilson also played well. Ewers, 11 of 17, 116. Wilson, 15 of 23, 151, and a touchdown. Dolphins over the Lions, 24-17. Packers rallied late, 23-19 over the Colts. Anthony Richardson, though, completed 6 of his 8 passes, leading Indianapolis to a touchdown on their first touch. C.J. Stroud threw a touchdown in his preseason debut. Texans 20-3 over the Panthers, hitting on 6 of 8, 44 yards passing in those 2 series. And then there's the Broncos.
McLaughlin in the game to his right. Jared throws the ball. He's got a wide open receiver. Franklin with the catch. Scampers into the end zone of the west sideline. Touchdown, Denver. Jared Stidham to Troy Franklin, 27 yards out. And with 1:14 left in this first quarter, that extends the Broncos lead to 13-7.
That's 8:50 KOA with most of the starters sitting out for both teams. Broncos backup Jared Stidham threw a pair of touchdown passes to Troy Franklin, 27-7, the rout over the Cardinals.
Sports Center, 50 states and 50 days.
We go coast to coast. We going coast to coast.
On ESPN Radio.
And 50 states, 50 days, the Sports Center road trip. Its final stop, the state of Pennsylvania, the Keystone State in Williamsport, PA, as well, the home of the Little League World Series. A trio of PA natives, Pat McAfee, Ryan Smith, and Kevin Nagandi, chop it up about that Keystone State.
The final stop in our 50 states and 50 days journey across the nation takes us to the Keystone State, our beloved Pennsylvania. My hometown of Phoenixville is just 160 miles south of Williamsport.
Mine, about 30 miles south of you, Kevin, over in Philly.
If you walk around the Little League World Series, you'll quickly spot Phillies or Eagles gear from fans who are not shy to let you know about their passion. Go Birds! And in fairness, probably a few more sporting gear from our Western PA brethren of the Steelers, the Pirates, and Penguins. It's a big state full of allegiances. Let's not forget about Penn State.
But back to us. As lifelong Philly fans, it's how Kevin and I immediately connected when we first met. And to be honest, Kevin, it's been quite a good run of success.
The Eagles are the reigning Super Bowl champs and the favorites to win their 3rd title in 8 years. That's really weird to say out loud.
I know, right? 3 years after going to the Fall Classic, the Phillies have World Series aspirations and currently boast the 2nd best record in the National League. And nothing is more electric than the bank in October.
On the 7th pitch, Harper hits one in the air, left center field, back it goes! Harper, the swing of his life! The greatest Eagles team in modern history. Eagles fans, savor it and rejoice!
We're ready for another run. But Ryan, can we really count out the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers in the fold? An all-PA Super Bowl, perhaps?
Oh, I'd love that. Finally, a chance to settle state bragging rights.
And when we watch, we'll be sitting there eating the best food any city has to offer with some cheesesteaks and, of course, provolone.
Or with American. Lots of peppers and onions. Can I get some soft pretzels with that, Kevin?
There is absolutely nothing better.
Whoa, boys. Okay. Pretty passive-aggressive stuff from the Philly boys, don't we think? Yeah, a couple of Pittsburgh people with T-shirts, maybe an all-Pennsylvania Super Bowl. Yeah, we're mentioning Pittsburgh a little bit, but let's not forget that if we're talking sports or life, I'll have you know, the banana split, Pittsburgh, Steel, obviously, you're welcome to the entire country. How about Permane Subs? They talked about having the best food over there with the cheesesteaks. Permane Subs and Rudy Subs, yam on all the cheesesteaks. First ever professional football game played in Pittsburgh. How you doing? Keep it moving. 6 Hall of Fame quarterbacks born in Pittsburgh. How you doing? Keep it moving. Ever heard of Johnny Unitas? Pittsburgher. Broadway Joe? Yeah, he's Steel Time Joe Namath. How about Joe Montana, the incredibly handsome and cool Paisano? Dan Marino, Jim Kelly. Oh, yeah, George Blanda? Yeah, he played football till he was 48. They were trying to drag that guy off the field. It was his lifeblood. He's a Yinzer. He's football. And that is why Pittsburgh is the football town of all football towns.
And when it comes to quarterbacks, there's no doubt about that. Coming up, main event at UFC 319 is one-sided. The night's top play is ready to be heard, and Scotty Scheffler getting a challenge at the BMW. That's next. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
The quarterback that has the most to gain in terms of his reputation, to me, is Tua Tagovailoa.
Camp to camp, team to team.
Wow! What a catch!
18 days until opening night.
Ready or not.
The countdown continues on ESPN Radio. More SportsCenter All Night coming up next.
Congratulations to Mason and Ireland, re-signing with ESPN LA for years to come.
After a grueling negotiation, you and I will continue here at 710 ESPN.
The Hall of Famer staying on LA's mega sports station with a new multi-year agreement.
The biggest show on the radio.
Weekdays noon to 3 p.m. The only home for Mason and Ireland. 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app.
And always on YouTube at ESPN. Looking for all things black and gold? Tap into LAFC Plus. Hosted by Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz.
This is LAFC Plus. He's Mario Ruiz. I'm Dave Denholm.
React to the latest match. Get ready for the upcoming game. Get exclusive interviews. Plus, a look around the rest of the MLS.
This is what LA is about. Not just being in the big games, but also winning.
New episodes of LAFC Plus drop weekly. Available everywhere you get your podcasts and on the ESPN LA app.
Time warranty on selected items.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Summer doesn't come with days off, and neither should your energy. That's why I go with Pro Baller Energy, the official energy drink of the Lakers. Pro Baller is a clean energy drink packed with essential vitamins. Nothing artificial or synthetic, no crash, no junk, and it's NSF Sports certified. It's the boost you need to stay sharp and keep moving. Fuel your summer hustle with Pro Baller Energy. Grab all 5 flavors now at the Pro Baller Amazon store with free shipping for Prime members. Champions choose clean energy.
Your ultimate summer playlist comes to life at SeaWorld San Diego. Catch live shows with Fat Joe, Trina, Waka Flocka Flame, Genuine, and more. It's throwbacks, turn up, and all-out vibes with the I Love the 90s and the Turnt Up Tour. Plus, nightly BMX stunts, parades, and fireworks bringing back those SoCal summer vibes. You're never too old for SeaWorld. Your summer soundtrack starts here. Buy a ticket, get a second day free with tickets as low as $56.99 for a limited time at SeaWorldSanDiego.com.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe, because when you talk, they hear you. For more information, visit talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
It's T-Raj and D-Far.
I think one thing about Travis is that he's not a liar.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. Appreciate that.
Did you really take that to heart? I didn't mean to call. Never mind, bro.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
on 710 ESPN.
You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
Yeah, we're back on SportsCenter All Night and back with the main event at UFC 319. Khamzat Chimaev dominating Dricus du Plessis in the main event. He's now 15-0, claiming that middleweight championship in one of the most lopsided 5-round fights in UFC history. Total strikes in his favor, 510 to 56. All 3 judges scored at 50 to 44 for Chimaev.
Khamzat, what was the game plan coming into here? Was it just what you did
Did it follow to a T your game plan? Just take him down, dominate from the top?
Bro, I don't have a never game plan. Just go in, work like I do in the gym. That guy is strong, couldn't finish. Respect that guy. The only champion who was saying my name. This guy has big heart. Real lion. African real lion. Thank you, brother.
Dominating performance. Tonight's top sounds includes a hole-in-one from the BMW. Ed Bacon has the details.
Sports Center all night.
Oh, my goodness. Check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to take?
Number 5.
Jim, we start with the Battle of New York in preseason football and another impressive performance by Giants rookie quarterback Jackson Dart, which included this touchdown pass and went over the Jets. The call from WFAN.
Dart now motions into a shotgun formation with Ward to his right. Takes the snap. Look to pitch it right. Instead throws it Dart over the middle. It's caught at the 3 and walking into the end zone for a touchdown is Greg Dulcich, the tight end. A bullseye by Dart over the middle and a touchdown for the Giants.
Number 4.
To baseball now, where Trevor Story and the Red Sox continue to have their way with the Marlins at Fenway, as we hear on WEEI 93.7 FM.
1-0 to Story. The pitch is swung on and driven high into left field. It is back at the wall, and it is off the top of the wall and gone. A 3-run homer for Trevor Story off El Tiante's sign, and the Red Sox lead it 6-0.
Number 3.
We move now to golf at the BMW Championship. Akshay Bhatia finished the 17th hole on one shot, as heard on SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio.
Akshay Bhatia on the tee at our par 3 17th hole. This hole 227 yards, front hole location. Ball begins the downward descent, lands that by the cup, whirling, and he made it! He made it! That's a hole-in-one. That's an ace for Akshay Bhatia. That moves him onto the bubble, 30th in FedEx Cup points. He also wins that brand new BMW. Akshay Bhatia, shot of the day, a hole-in-one at 17.
Number 2.
Back to baseball, where the Brewers continue to find ways to win. They rally in the ninth and then beat the Reds in extra innings for their 14th win in a row, as heard on 620 WTMJ.
The 1-1 pitch popped into center field and playable. Moving back into his left on the track is Lockridge. He's there. He makes the catch. Can you count to 14? It's a franchise record for the Milwaukee Brewers. The longest winning streak in the history of the ball club. In 11 thrilling innings tonight, they get it done 6-5.
Number 1.
Finally back to football in L.A., where Stetson Bennett IV was on the field for the injured Matthew Stafford and led the Rams past the Chargers. The call from 710 ESPN in L.A.
Bennett takes the snap, drops back, pressure coming over the middle. Touchdown! Drew Edwards! And the Rams take the lead with 5 seconds remaining. An 8-yard pitch and catch from Stetson Bennett to Drew Edwards.
Yeah, you heard that, Bhatia ace at the BMW. It's attorney led by this guy.
Caddy, I think, standing in the perfect spot there. Very experienced, giving his player an outside look at potentially a target point.
On the right line. It's on the right line. Wow. Robert McIntyre. Get you a little bit of that.
Heard on ESPN Plus, Robert McIntyre, 40-foot birdie in the final hole for a 68. His lead is 4 shots on Scotty Scheffler going into the final round. Scheffler made 1 bogey, ending his streak of 37 holes without one. Top 30 players at the conclusion of the BMW will advance to the Tour Championship. And Austin Dillon, whose championship eligibility was revoked by NASCAR last year after he wrecked Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin at Richmond, left no doubt this time he'll make the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs with his second consecutive victory at Richmond Raceway. Again, Mets and Mariners Little League Classic live from Williamsport tonight. Our coverage comes your way at 6 Eastern. Thanks for staying up all night. For producer Jake Boson and technical director Cam Berry, I'm Jim Basquil. The best of unsportsmanlike is coming your way next.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ Chris Candy coming up Monday, week 2 of the NFL preseason, and we got MLB playoff push, and I'll react to it all in my upon further review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Sports Center.
August 19th at 5 p.m. as Sedano and Cap and me, Chris Morales, announce the new football season on-air lineup for ESPN LA. What will shake out of that, Jack? Tuesday, August 19th, 5 p.m. on 7:10 a.m., the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. We're going to announce the new football season on-air lineup. Can't wait. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN, and the all-new ESPN. This summer on ESPN LA, don't miss Angels baseball.
Next pitch, and Trout swings at this one, and this ball is absolutely clobbered. That one is over the green monster.
Hear every game of exciting Angels baseball right here on the all-new ESPN LA app.
And you can put a halo over this one.
Just click the Angels baseball tile for every moment of the halos. Angels baseball on the all-new ESPN LA app. ESPN LA app.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fan favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by Knits.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Is the best of unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle on ESPN Radio.
The Chiefs would be going for their 4th Super Bowl in a row. And I'm just wondering if at some point that takes a toll on them. If at some point we see the carriage turn into a pumpkin. Not in a they're going to be bad and miss the playoffs type way, but just it's not the Arrowhead Invitational. It's not Patrick Mahomes wakes up and he's in the AFC Championship game and they automatically go to the Super Bowl.
Why does everybody want to be first to that party to predict the Chiefs' demise? Why? Why?
I don't know that I want to be first to any party. Like, I'm fine not being first.
There are some parties that I want to be first to. First of all, ECHC2, you wanted Smalls and I to be first. You wanted the crew on Unsportsmanlike to be the first ones there.
Well, if I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be, there was a couple of people that were there that I'd never really met in person. So I'm like, that would be awkward if they were the first ones there, and I'm like, wait, who's this? I didn't even know
you from where?
Elementary school. So I thought it was I'm with you, Smalls, and Rob, who does social and digital for us every second of every day. It feels like.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys kind of hosting it with me was the right move.
Okay. No, I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm saying there are some parties that I want to be first to, particularly the ones where I want to get out of there early. So if I don't want to stay for a long time...
You definitely didn't leave early in my house.
No. We stayed for like 4 hours. What are you talking about? We didn't leave early. No, plus you had Mr. Softy ice cream truck. I wasn't leaving that. Who's leaving that?
You know what's funny?
Fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
I mean, why do you think George is on the sideline?
He's
a good-looking man. Of course. It's not about his reporting. It's about how good-looking he is.
I think you even got there a little bit before 6.
Yeah, weekdays at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Even until 9:30.
Yeah, exactly. But technically, we put 10 as the end date. And then I was like, yeah, that's interesting. And then I was talking to a friend of mine about it, and I was still recapping the whole night. And I was telling him the Mr. Softy thing. He goes, did everybody leave after that? I was like, yeah, how'd you know that? He goes, that's the ultimate end of the night. Everybody knows it's over when the ice cream truck comes. I said, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that indicates the end of the night. Like, hey, we're done.
That's the get the hell out of my house move.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I'm going to order a Mr. Softy every time my family comes over now. Wow, the ice cream truck's got here.
Outside.
Wow, look at this. How did that happen?
Here's the thing. Now that you're outside, you're not coming back inside.
Exactly right.
There you go.
Exactly
but no, when you don't want to hang around a party for a long time, the pro tip is to go early so the host sees you, gets to spend some time with you.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, when they're thinking back on how the evening went, all right, oh, such and such was there.
I had a good conversation with.
Good conversation with.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like they missed out on your presence.
Good point.
So that's why there are some parties that you want to be first to.
Interesting.
Predicting the Chiefs' demise is not one of them.
I agree. Yeah. So now, The Kingdom has come out. This is a documentary that I can't wait to watch. This is an early Saturday morning by myself drinking coffee in the basement watching for me. I can't wait this weekend, ESPN Plus, to watch this. And you talk about the demise of the Chiefs. And The Kingdom, just so people know, is about the dynasty of the Chiefs that we're living in. And Patrick Mahomes, who I'm doing my homework this morning, I can't believe he's 29. He's not even 30 yet. He's not even 30 yet. 29 years old, 8 years in the league, 7 as a starter. Now, year one, if you remember, he played 1 game. He won 3 Super Bowls over his next 7 years as a starting quarterback. Now, who does that sound similar to? Tom Brady in year 1 played 1 game. Exact same amount of games as Patrick Mahomes played. Over the next 7 years, how many Super Bowls did he win? 3. What did he do in year 8, year 7 as a starter? He lost the Super Bowl to the Giants. Not your team, the team before that with the Giants. What happened in year 9? Got hurt, played 1 game. Thank God that has never happened to Mahomes so far. No. And so when you're thinking about that Patriots run, and you're thinking about that was kind of the first era of the dynasty, and then they had a second dynasty that went along with it, another run of 3 Super Bowls.
So the separation being defined by the Bernard Pollard Tom Brady injury.
That's how I would look at it. Okay. Or the undefeated season gone awry in Game 19 against the Giants. However you want to look at that.
Okay.
And so they had 2 dynasties. So in this case, it would be Kingdom 1 and Kingdom 2, right? That was not their last dance. Not at all. But what about this team? Is this the beginning of Kingdom Part 2? Or is this the last dance for the Chiefs?
I want to say it's the beginning of Kingdom Part 2.
What's holding you back from saying that? You just put a preface on that.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen the rest of training camp and what the Kansas City Chiefs might potentially add. Because all of a sudden, if they make a move and they bring back a guy like Tyreek Hill, who was a part of Kingdom Part 1, then is it going to feel like Kingdom Part 2? Or is it just going to feel like Kingdom Part 1 2.0, same souped-up offense, but with one of the best defenses in the league? I don't have the answer to that.
Well, here's why I am convinced this is not the last dance for the Chiefs and not even close.
Well, no, it's not the last dance.
Right. I know. Okay, but some people think it is. Some people think, hey, it's kind of done. This is it. It's over. Reed's closer to retirement. Yeah, Mahomes is great. Everybody's picking against them now.
Because they got embarrassed in the Super Bowl?
I think it's nuts. As crazy as this may sound to some people, I think the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl from a year ago, are both insanely underrated. The fact that we are not tired of people saying it's going to be the same thing in the Super Bowl this year is nuts to me. No one's saying that, and they should be.
Well, here's the issue that I have with people that are talking about that and basing the Chiefs' demise on what happened in the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles were so much better than the Chiefs when it comes to their defensive front against the Chiefs' offensive line. The other Super Bowl that Patrick Mahomes lost, his offensive line was inferior to that defensive front because of injuries. Similar story with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2024. If you're going to have any takeaway from Super Bowl 59, it's that the offensive line is mission critical to your football team's success at the highest level of the sport. That's the only takeaway. It's not about the Chiefs' demise. Kansas City had a guard playing left tackle. That's how bad their offensive line was going into the postseason. It has nothing to do with the Kansas City Chiefs not having it anymore. They won 15 regular season games last year, and they set their starters in Week 18.
I agree with you. Let me ask you a question, though. Do you feel overwhelmed by conversations this offseason about the Chiefs and the Eagles?
No.
Neither do I. Why not?
I don't know.
We haven't done it.
No. But here's the thing. When people ask me questions about which one has a better chance of getting back, I always lead with the Kansas City Chiefs.
I understand that.
Always.
And that's not an insult because we've been front and center on the Jalen Hurts parade here of fandom. But I don't think that people are thinking about Kingdom Part 2. I think more people are thinking about Last Dance. 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. When you look at the Chiefs, they're continuing the Kingdom, or is this the Last Dance? We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Who would have a bigger regular season, Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow?
There's this fruit out there that a lot of people actually love. I'm going with Joe Grapefruit Burrow. But here's why. Because he has to be in order for his team to get to where his team wants to be.
You better hold that defensive sharp or grapefruit's going to be grape nuts.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Earlier on Clinton and Friends.
If you're telling me the Cleveland Browns have 4 better quarterbacks than Shedeur Sanders or even 3, you're lying. You're absolutely lying. My only thing I wanted to see was pretty basic, and it happened. I just wanted him to look like he belonged, and he absolutely did.
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Hey, it's Greg Bergman. If you aren't joining Marcus Grant, Parker Bell, and myself every morning on the Blue Review from 8:30 to 8:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube page, what are you even doing with your mornings? We break down everything from Shohei hitting bombs to Tanner Scott blowing saves. We talk about the highs and don't brush off the lows. Always honest and talking how we feel. It's all thanks to LAX, where changes are arriving daily and transforming the travel experience. The Blue Review every morning from 8:30 to 8:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube page. The Blue Review.
Angels baseball is right here on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Man, Hoppy swings at this one. This ball is clobbered as well out to left field, and that one is way out of here as well.
This summer, don't miss a moment of every Angels game.
Deep down the left side to left field, and it's out of here.
Every big play, every strikeout, every home run of the Halos is right